Welcome back to Rudy Tuesday, a video series focused on mid-market companies who are looking to strengthen their market position, grow profitably, and increase the value of their business. The first Tuesday of each month, we offer a video that is meant to be informative, interactive, and a little bit of fun. I hope our focus on growth has been helpful to you. I would love to get your feedback. Last month, we talked about how to scale your business and covered a number of important elements. Check our website for additional information, articles, and blogs. Last January's Rudy Tuesday talked about successful acquisitions, and today let's look at how to successfully integrate those acquisitions, also called post-merger integrations or PMIs. Well, the evidence continues to show that over 50% of integrations fail due to lack of planning and inadequate funding for integration activities. PMI is a critical element to the overall success of any acquisition and therefore needs to be on management's agenda long before consummating the merger. Empirical data and predictable risk factors are often ignored by executives in developing an acquisition strategy. Successful companies have a clear understanding of which factors can impact the merged organization, assess the likely causes for potential failure, and focus intensely on their integration throughout the process. By identifying them before completing the deal, you can realize the maximum value of this merger. Based on our experience, the three most overlooked areas and those which executives say they would approach differently in the next M&A event are 1. Under budgeting the integration process, 2. Lack of communications, and 3. Lack of back office focus. 1. Under budgeting the integration process. An Ernst & Young 2014 survey found that on average companies spend 14% of total deal value on integration. Over a fifth of those surveyed stated that in retrospect, they would have increased the size of the PMI budget. Interestingly, most mergers end up over budget primarily due to unanticipated expenses. So why not properly plan for it from the beginning? The PMI process should be clearly outlined, properly budgeted, and thoroughly reviewed by management at the outset. Ideally, an integration champion should be appointed to oversee the entire process from the beginning of negotiations through the end of phase 1. If the champion is an existing senior manager, his day-to-day tasks should be assigned to other managers during this process. Implementation efficiencies and effectiveness are critical and will be determined by the size of your business. Additionally, it would be most beneficial to have integration managers who work closely with the champion in implementing all elements. Number 2, lack of communications. No one likes uncertainty. The key is to strike a balance between budget, time, team size, and level of expertise. Appoint a champion responsible to management who can lead the entire process. In a PMI, employees will either lose their jobs or their functions will change. So it's essential the champion and management communicates the integration process to all employees of both organizations. The communication needs to articulate the following at a minimum. 1. Have an integration plan. 2. Identify the integration champion and team members. 3. Develop a timeline for decisions regarding elimination of redundant facilities, headcount, and systems. 4. Establish retention bonuses to motivate employees to cooperate with the integration process. 5. Have a timeline to identify changes to products and/or brand names. And 6. Regularly communicate updated highlighting achievement of goals and/or changes to the plan. Number 3. Lack of back office support. Another area highly underestimated in achieving a successful integration is back office support. Finance, HR, and IT are consistently undervalued in planning a transaction of this magnitude. The interdependency of these back office support systems is critical to the overall success of the deal. Frequently, cost synergies of a transaction come from eliminating duplicate functions, and back office support is the #1 source of savings. Therefore, it is important to understand that reliance on staff that will be made redundant at the end of the process is a risk that needs to be mitigated at the beginning of the process. Financial rewards for successful completion of the integration can often overcome a reluctance to assist. IT in particular is not a priority to most executives, when in fact a one-system integration will be a crucial outcome in how you bring transparency to the new entity. Real-time information flow to all decision makers is the true measure of a successful merger. Evaluate what systems are available to each business unit and choose the best and most optimal way to support the business. Estimate the resources you will need to successfully integrate 2 ERP systems, including training and educating of staff. It is all about execution and achieving desired results. Financial rigor with strong financial reports and KPIs are extremely important in order to measure and validate the true value of the merger. Poor financials are often blamed for the failure of merger activities rather than poor planning and execution of the integration process. HR is the other back office support that often gets ignored. Have strong HR capabilities that can manage the talent retention of critical assets and assist in developing plans to address staff redundancies. This process has to begin very early on to ensure that you retain key talent. Especially when operating in new markets, states, or countries, retention of local intellectual capital is imperative. By focusing on these 3 most overlooked aspects of a merger, we hope you will put greater emphasis on them with your next M&A event. In doing so, you will have a better success rate than the average merger. So go and change the statistics. Key elements and takeaways today are: 1. Provide adequate funding for the integration process. 2. Strengthen communications with a champion. And 3. Focus on critical back office support. Let me know if we can help you with your integration process. And please visit our website, nextstagesolutions.com, and go to the RudiTuesday tab. You will find additional resources around this subject. Make sure to tune in next month for our last video of this 12-month series. In September, we will talk about how to drive results with the right KPIs. Informative, interactive, and solutions to grow your business. So for now it is goodbye, Rudy Tuesday.